I genuinely hope that my concerns are completely unfounded, that the signs I think I'm seeing aren't really there, and that I'm just reading too deep into this. I'm hoping you guys can be my honest, objective perspective to let me know in the comments if the things I say in this video are completely absurd or if maybe it makes sense to you as well. Like maybe there's some kernel of truth to what I'm saying. Obviously, it's all conjecture from both our parts, but I think it's still worth discussing, and you'll see why, at least from my perspective, in a moment. I'm concerned about Lou from Unbox Therapy, aka Louis Hilsentegger. I have never been able to say his last name correctly. 10 points to whoever can tell me how to pronounce his last name. I'm concerned about him. I think that he is and has been for a while over Unbox Therapy. Like he's just kind of burnt out on it. He maybe is still passionate about Lou later, but Unbox Therapy, he's emotionally and mentally kind of done with it. And some of you might already suspect that yourself. I have a number of reasons that I'll get into in just a moment, but first I want to reference Philip DeFranco. He said something a while ago that stuck with me. He was referring to the old Chinese proverb, you pick a job you love, you never work a day in your life. And Philip DeFranco says to that, that's bullshit. Everything becomes work after a while. I don't care how passionate you are about it, at some point it will become work. It's just better work than the 10 million other jobs you could have chosen. I think that resonates with me, and I love to tell people that. And I think that Lou is certainly feeling the effects of that right now, which is this is work. Going back several months, he put out some random video of a friend unboxing and eating pizza. Now, that sounds like it could just be a joke, like he's just messing with you, or it sounds like he's testing the waters, like he's flexing and going, see, I can upload anything and you're going to watch it. Or it's what I think is a step in his total DGAF state. DGAF stands for don't give a fuck. Just totally don't give a fuck. Now, after that, when the Samsung Galaxy Fold was being shared with tech reviewers on YouTube, Lou gave it a glowing review. And then other tech reviewers expressed grave concerns about the phone, saying they were having issues with it. And Lou had to respond to all that. And in his response, there was what I think was brutal, unfettered honesty. He was saying, you do these tech videos all the time. And after a while, it becomes hard to feel excited, that fresh excitement about, all these tech things that you're looking at after a while, and it becomes a grind. And here comes this new thing out of left field from Samsung, and I'm genuinely excited about it. It's renewed my excitement for tech stuff. This is all paraphrasing.
Let me tell you something, man. If you're a tech fan, this is the thing we've been waiting for a long time,
cool,
man. We've been waiting for a reason to have this job.
It's super cool.
Let's just be honest, man. As fun as it is to always have the latest tech, sometimes it's a grind of this is a lot like the last piece of tech. Let's just be honest about it. When you see something that's a fresh form factor, it gives you a renewed purpose. Like I have some questions to legitimately answer now instead of just telling you, giving you A, B, C, D on a camera test on social media.
Yeah.
And people going, you know what I mean? There's a value in that.
What stuck with me was he was calling making tech videos a grind. And obviously, he's not talking about all the videos. He's not talking about all the tech stuff he's been doing. He's not saying it's always been that. But he's saying that it's become a grind for a lot of these videos lately. And that stuck with me. That was months ago. He converted his Lou Later channel from music, which I thought was pretty cool, into what it is now, the podcast channel. And I think he was hoping for a stronger conversion from Unbox Therapy to Lou Later. And the numbers are not quite what he was hoping, I think. I mean, his numbers on Lou Later are stronger than if some random content creator had started a new YouTube channel in the same genre, in the same subject. He's way ahead of anyone else who would have done a similar thing, but isn't Lou from Unbox Therapy. He's currently at 627,000 subscribers. I don't know his total view count, but I do notice that the viewership on Lou Later do not compare at all to Unbox Therapy. They just don't compare. And so if he was hoping for a strong conversion, it hasn't quite happened. I think he was hoping that Lou Later would become his main source of income instead of Unbox Therapy after a while. But that conversion isn't happening quite as fast as I think he was aiming for. Moving forward here, there are these videos he put out in the past few days. Now, this might be a joke. This might be he's messing around and it's his early April Fools. Or it's further signs that he is just kind of over unbox therapy. A few days ago, he put out iPhone 11 Pro Max unboxing. This is on January 17th, 2020. It got around 1 million views. It got 35,000 upvotes, 11,000 down. Now, for those of you that don't pay attention to that stuff, that's a lot of downvotes. That's a lot of downvotes. It's like in the vicinity of 20 to 25%. I'm just gauging it off the gray bar they put underneath the up and down votes. It looks like around 20 to 25% downvotes. That's a lot. For me, my downvotes range between less than 1% to 10%. 10% is a lot for me. Anything more than that, I start to get concerned. Or I just recognize what I said in the video was maybe controversial or wasn't something my audience would have preferred me to say. And that's just what happens sometimes. What makes this weirder, unless he's been doing this the whole time and I just never noticed, what makes this weirder is his description. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? What? Add to the fact that this video is really odd. Like, it's unlike any other unbox therapy video I've ever seen. It's just his first-person perspective in his home, and he's unboxing what is not like the brand new tech. Like, I mean, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is still brand new, right? But with the way things work on the internet and news and everything, it's why that now? Like, that should have been done months ago. Why are you unboxing this at this point in time? There's a lot of other new stuff you could be unboxing. Why? Anyway, I made that point. The next day, January 18th, 2020, he puts out Liberty 16 Coils unboxing. Now this, I haven't heard about. This actually genuinely got me excited, and that's the video I watched. And this is the first video I saw where he wasn't talking. It's all like ASMR, first-person perspective stuff, and I'm looking at his home, and I'm like, damn, that's a nice home. Just like everybody else who thought that in the comments, who were like, I want to see more of that home. I kind of thought that too a little bit, but I was genuinely excited by the tech he was revealing. But the way he was going about it was very different from anything he's done before. It was weird. It was a little bit unsettling for me. And the votes are 17,000 up, 10,000 down. And it's almost half of what it was the day before on the iPhone 11 Pro Max unboxing. That might be a byproduct of the fact that it's this item that maybe people don't know about, but it's probably also because they can see that it's the style that they don't like. As a content creator myself, I can tell you, we see the votes. We pay attention. It informs us to what people are feeling. It gives you a stronger sense as to what's going on than the comments do oftentimes. 10,000 downvotes, 17,000 up. That's what, 45%? There's another weird quote here in the description. There are no passengers on Spaceship Earth. We're all crew. It's just weird. Then January 19th, 2020, GoPro Hero 8 Black unboxing. Unless I'm mistaken, that has been out for a while. So that has 369,000 views. This is from someone with 16 million subscribers. That has 369,000 views, 12,000 up, 10,000 down. That's almost 50%. His quote here is, "Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured." I think that he might be depressed. He's sad, and he's over unbox therapy. He might be over tech videos in general. Who knows? He had a passion for making music at one point. Maybe he wants to go back to that. Like, I have no idea where he's at mentally, but like, I've seen this kind of thing before in a much darker way, for a much darker reason, from someone I know in... I don't want to give any specific information away at all about this person, but he had a Twitter account and he was uploading videos on Twitter that were like really dark and obviously informed by a drug-induced state. I had called a mutual friend of ours and said, hey, you better check on this dude, because he was closer to him. He's uploading a lot of random shit to his Twitter account, and it's alarming. I come to find out that he lost a number of family members, and that's what put him into that mental state, into that space, and that's why he was doing that, because he was just in such a dark mental place. He didn't know what else to do. Now, there's one other thing I forgot to mention, which is the cell phone covers. Okay, my mind's going in two different places. The reason I mentioned that dude, who was a friend of mine, that was in that dark place, is because like it taught me in that moment, like sometimes people don't know what to do when they're in that state of mind where they've just kind of lost it. And everyone responds to, for lack of a better word, everyone responds to pain differently. The last thing I forgot to mention is the phone covers, right? Because Luke came out with those phone covers that he supposedly made, and then there's all this controversy around it. The controversy, honestly, I didn't care about. Maybe I'm silly for not caring about it, but I just couldn't care less. I'm like, dude, just go back to doing the thing. So anyway, he got a lot of hate for that. There was a lot of controversy around that, and he has 30-minute response video to it. I can imagine that even though he's not talking about it anymore, it's still with him. It's still, like, he still gets hate for it. People still don't let him forget about it. You know, he's trying to go about business as usual, but that interruption has stayed. I can imagine that has, you know, some kind of impact, some kind of lasting impact that he's continuing to deal with. But who knows for sure, other than him and the people around him. The big crux of this all is that, why is he continuing to make these videos? You saw the house. I mean, I don't know what Canadian rent is like, but god damn, that was a nice house. That was certainly decked out in a very expensive manner, in a very lavish way. So he has a certain lifestyle that he's been able to afford himself because of Unbox Therapy. I mean, he's got nice cars as well. I'm pretty sure he drives a Tesla. Add to that, he's got he's got a staff to support, people who work for him. And then, of course, the much bigger thing is he's got a very, very sizable audience. And I'm pretty sure he cares immensely about his audience. He cares immensely about the people working for him. And I'm sure he cares immensely about his lifestyle. And that's, you know, obviously smaller in this. I don't know where that ranks for him. I imagine all those things affect you in a particular kind of way where you're like, I don't know if I want to keep doing these videos, but I have to keep doing these videos because of all the aforementioned. That could probably wear on you. Some weight on your shoulders, man. And so I feel for him if that's what he's going through. I might be projecting. This is all theoretical. It's all conjecture, like I said earlier. But to me, it looks alarming. All of this could just be that Willie Doo is on vacation, and so he just felt like throwing up random shit in the meanwhile, in the interim. That might all be what this is. It might be just that. I can't tell if it's something to be concerned about or not. Now, if Lou happens to be watching this video, which is very, very unlikely, I want to let you know, man, if you need to take a vacation, a break of some kind for a while, whether it's a month, 2 months, 3, 6 months, I'll still watch your videos when you come back if you need to take a break. You know, every content creator needs one who's been doing videos for a while. Philip DeFranco somehow figured out a way to limit himself, to not work every single day, and to take vacations, to take time off for himself. And I think that maybe Lou needs a break to come back with a fresh perspective, fresh eyes, so that he can feel rejuvenated, you know, a renewed excitement. Or he might learn that he doesn't want to do this anymore, in which case he shouldn't. If you have a means to not be miserable, you shouldn't be miserable. If you have a means to get out of it, you know, he shouldn't do this if he's not feeling it anymore, you know. But that's my feeling. I mean, who am I to say? It's easier to say these things than to put them into action. But I love Lou's channel. I love all of his channels. I mean, I watch Unbox Therapy. I watch Lou Later. I watch Later Clips. I watch all of it. I mean, as much of it as I can. Obviously, I don't see all of his videos. I watch as much of it as I can. I'm a big fan of Lou, and I hope he continues to make videos. But I don't want him to be miserable. And that's what it looks like right now, is that he's just like, done. I don't even care. Just a first-person perspective video, blah, and it's like weird videos that he's. I'm hoping it's just a joke. I'm hoping that he's not depressed. I'm hoping that this is just like, something random he felt like doing. Maybe it's just an experiment. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments below what you think is going on. If anything I'm saying seems like it might have some kernel of truth to it, or if it's all just bogus and I'm off my rocker. So, I'm Jaby Koay. Peace out.